squads are level on points with 41, only separated by a tiebreaker. How much extra energy and focus does a match like this bring for the group?
Yeah, it's one of these games where everybody wants to play, so training's been really intense this week. There's been spots up for grabs. We've had a week off, so yeah, these are the games everybody wants to play in. Training's been fantastic, and yeah, we're really excited for the weekend.
You've played Louisville numerous amount of times in your career. What makes them such a tough opponent, and how do you think you can match their intensity?
Yeah, obviously playing at their stadium, their fans are great, they're loud, they get behind them. They've been historically one of the best teams in the USL, so it's always one of them games that, like I said, people want to play in. But yeah, just got to match their intensity. We've had a really good week of training. They've got really good squad, really good coach, but so have we. So we're really excited for it.
I guess after the bye week, how did you use that time to kind of reset and refocus heading into such an important stretch of the season?
Yeah, I think it came at the perfect time. Now we have 12 Saturdays in a row where we can focus game by game. But yeah, the mental health break was fantastic. Some of the guys needed it. A lot of guys went home, got our mind off of things. So it was a good reset, and now everyone's fully bought in, fully ready for the weekend.
You've been a steady presence in the midfield all season long. How important is the control of the middle third going to be in this game against Louisville between two top tier sides?
Yeah, it's the same with every game. I think they've got a really strong midfield, some really good players. But yeah, like I said, got to match their intensity and be good on the ball and be good in transition.
I guess, what's the mindset of the group heading into this game at Lynn Family Stadium, knowing that Louisville haven't lost at home yet?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say the statement that it's a business trip, but we truly believe that we're going in there to give our all, wanting to get 3 points, going to get 3 points. So yeah, everyone's super excited.
Okay, so last question, Coach Devin was also your assistant coach at Memphis. You've been with him for a while. What has it been like this week without him, and kind of like how excited are you for him now that he's a head coach at another USL?
Yeah, honestly, I'm over the moon for Dev. Dev's been so influential for me personally in my career here in the USL, from doing film to helping me personally, to helping other lads, to helping the team. He's fantastic. So yeah, I'm over the moon for him to get a head coach job in the USL, and I hope he goes and kills it.
Was it more important the break for you physically or mentally, or what do you kind of, what's more important to kind of reset and refocus and recharge for you?
Honestly, it's a bit of both. Having 5 days off, mentally trying not to think too much about football, spending time with friends, loved ones, traveling away. Mentally, it was fantastic, but again, physically, because we're being pushed so hard every day in training with the weather, it was good to just give the body a little rest as well, and I think it done the world of good to everybody. Everybody coming back feeling fit and strong.
Did you hang out here, or did you go away? What'd you do?
I went to New Jersey to see my wife's family, and I've got an uncle that lives in New York, so I bounced from the two.
Oh, nice. Obviously it's a huge match. How do you not overemphasize it, but not underemphasize it? Because this is a big match.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Balance, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to underestimate or overestimate any opponent. I think what we do a really good job here in Charleston is we take a game by game, day by day, training session by training session, and I think each day this week we've gotten better.
Is there any thought? You're probably going to see these guys in the playoffs. In the NBA, they call it like statement games. I asked Coach about that. Do you feel like this is kind of one of those statement matches, especially late in the season here too?
Not really. Like, I mean, we're not really looking into playoffs right now. Like I was saying just before this, we're just taking a game by game. We don't want to look too far ahead of ourselves and it'll bite us in the ass. It's something that we're really looking forward to, just looking at game by game, and yeah, like I said, it's a massive one this weekend.
But it could be determining a factor of if you guys get home field advantage, like in the playoffs. Like
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like we want to win every game. We want there's 12 games left and playoffs. Each, like I said, take it game by game, want to win every single game and finish and have a trophy by the end of the year.
All right, Coach, this is a top-of-the-table clash against Louisville. You guys are both tied at 41 points, and it's the last regular season meeting with Louisville. How are you framing the magnitude of this match for the team?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously a huge game. I think if you've looked over the last 3 years, two of the higher-end clubs in the league, we've been both playing for a lot of trophies. So it's obviously a big game. I think there's a lot to do about the 90 minutes, but it's also 90 minutes. It's 11v11. Each team has 12 games left. So finding a way to make sure we're going to Louisville, putting our best foot forward. We need to play with bravery. We need to be aggressive. We need to deal with their pressure and their wing attacks and getting into the penalty box, but also making sure that we play our game and try to push them back. So, you know, Danny does a great job. Louisville's an incredible club. Nothing but respect there. I think they probably feel the same way about us, where we've had a lot of good moments over the last 2 or 3 years. So it'll be a good kind of epic evening, but it's also one out of the 12 games left that it's the same 3 points as the other 11 games. So a lot of work to do the rest of the season, and this is the one in front of us, but we're excited for it.
Like you said, kind of the top 2 clubs that have been. What are the biggest challenges that you think Louisville present, and how have you been preparing over the bye week for that?
Yeah, so twofold. There's out of possession. They want to get up into you. They want to mark tightly and press and use the transitions to go forward. But we obviously want to play, and we want to be the team that we think we can be. So we have to find a good balance of using that energy against them. But that's every week. It's the same conversation, no matter who the opponent is. And then the second moments that they do very well is they get 5 across the back line, wing back to wing back, balls in the box. There's a very clear identity there. They're number 1 in the league in the crossing statistics. Excuse me. You know, they're number 1 in the league in creating chances from those areas. So we've got to try to deny it, and if we can't deny it, we've got to be able to defend the box. But look, come 8 o'clock Saturday night, it's going to be 11v11, purple versus black. You know, Louisville against Charleston, things will calm down, and big crowd and big emotions, but we need to make sure that we're the team that manages it the best.
You guys are going there, and Lynn Family Stadium is an extremely tough place to play. It's their filled with fan night. There's going to be tons of people there. What would it mean to you to finally break through at Lynn Family Stadium in front of so many big lights and people?
Yeah, I mean, we've had good successes over the 5 years in the league. You know, obviously neither team, us nor them, really lose much at home. You know, we're focused on the 90 minutes. I think the result or the outcome of the match will just be based upon how we perform and how each team goes at it. You know, we're not overly worried about, we know there's going to be a big crowd. We know there will be an emotion to it. We know they're talented. We know they work their socks off. We know they're well coached. They know what we're going to want to do. So it's a little bit less about that as it is performing for all 90 minutes, being the team that's more selfless, being the team that's more together, and hopefully just worrying about the next play mentality and getting the plays done from there.
Devin, Coach Devin has been with you since Memphis. How has this week kind of been without him, and how does it feel to have a member of your coaching tree go on to become a head coach of another USL team?
Yeah, look, it's tough. We lose a valuable asset. You know, at this club, we've sold our, quote, best player 2 years in a row. We've sold a lot of players. We've moved a lot of players to MLS and Europe, and these things happen. Coach Devin was tremendous. I say this every week that we have the best assistant coaching staff in the country, and he was the leader of that. So for him to get this opportunity is incredible. I'm proud for him. I'm proud for his family. We've obviously been together a long time and are close friends, and he's going to smash it there. He's got his hands full, but it's a huge job, huge city, huge club. He'll go and do great things, and we'll suffer, but it's just like a player maybe getting injured or selling a player on. It's the next man mentality. So when one guy's out, the next guy steps up. Same thing with coaches.
When during the bye week, do you just want to refresh the guys, or do you work on specific things that maybe you think you need to work on, you know, heading into the last 12 games of the match?
A little bit of both. I think, you know, we had to shut down both mentally and physically. That's a long, long season. So the boys get 4 or 5 days off. They can recover. Then we reintegrate. We have a little scrimmage, and then we prepare this week. So a little bit of both, making sure we're prepared, a little bit of making sure physiologically and mentally and spiritually we're refreshed. 12-game season, and we're ready to have it.
Health-wise, I'm assuming the break helped you guys.
Yeah, we're getting close. Chris Allen and Mikey Edwards are getting back. You know, they've made massive steps forward. So we're close. Otherwise, pretty solid and healthy beside Dan Kazemka, he's even back into some individual training.
NBA games, NHL games, even Major League Baseball games, you know, when two teams like this, they call it a message matches. You know, you're trying to send a message. Is that part of maybe what we're doing, because you're probably going to play them later on in the playoffs?
I don't think so. I understand the question and the concept. Look, I will say this: it is a statement game.
Yeah.
You've got the two top teams in the league who've had a pretty considerable margin, but it's also 12 matches left, and this is one of the match that is worth 3 points. So it's a big one because they're a rival and they're excellent, and they beat us this year. It's also a big one because they beat the Players' Shield last year pretty considerably, and it's a trophy that both teams want this year. So yes, it's a huge, massive statement match, but for us, it's about performing for the 90 minutes, and then win, lose, or draw, going to Pittsburgh the next week and doing it again.